Hi, this is a demonstration video on the emotional freedom technique, or EFT, also called tapping. And this technique can help you to decrease intense emotions in a fairly short period of time, and it's very effective. I want to give you a little bit of background why this works. You can imagine that emotions, the word emotion comes from movere, moving, are energies that want to move through our body instead of being stuck. And we get into trouble when we hold on to emotional energy. And when we can release it and let it flow, then it can move on. And interestingly, all regulation tools that are effective, in my experience, have to do with that we first need to invite the emotion instead of resisting it. And that's where EFT is very strong and very good in giving the emotion to be present. It works with the body, and the places you're tapping on are places that are meridian endpoints. Like this, for example, when you look at a map of meridian points from an acupuncturist, you will see all these energetic lines that are running through the body. And the places that we're tapping on are these points where meridians are ending. And so, in a sense, you could say you're giving yourself an acupuncture treatment or an acupressure treatment. So, the way we do it is through tapping like this. Um, but it's also effective to just pressure the points. And when you do this more frequently, it's accumulative and your body gets used to this way of releasing. And when I put my finger here, for example, I can feel it through my whole body that the release is already starting. So how does this work? Imagine you have a speaking engagement the next day and you're anxious about it. And the first thing that you would do is that you think about it and then put your anxiety on a scale from 0 to 10, or any other emotion. If you're working with jealousy or sadness or anger, it's always the same steps. So first you decide, where is this on a scale from 0 to 10? And let's imagine you're at a 6. You're quite anxious, but not to the place that you can barely function, but it's uncomfortable. So you're at a 6, and then you start with the first step, and it's called the psychological reversal. And that's where you acknowledge the emotion while also accepting yourself. And you do that by tapping on the karate chop, is what this part of the hand is called here in EFT. And you give it a good tap, and then you say the sentence 3 times, and it goes like this. Even though I feel anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though there is anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel anxious, I deeply and completely accept myself. So you mention the emotion any way you want while you're tapping on this part of your body. And then when you move on to the next tapping places, you want to keep your awareness with the emotion that you're feeling. And I find it most effective if I give myself permission to really have all the thoughts that are going with it. In my particular demonstration here now, I'm going to speak those emotions loud out. um, you do that in the privacy of your own mind. You just let yourself have all the thoughts that are related to the thing that scare you or make you angry or make you sad or whatever other feeling there might be present. And we start with a head that has a lot of acupuncture points by tapping on the head. And the tapping sequence is really quite quick. You tap everything like 6 or 7 times. So you don't have to linger with the points forever. I'm just showing you the sequence here. I'll send you a document with the points. And I'm going to give you a demonstration what that looks like when you are also speaking the emotions. But let me go through the sequence first so that we have that clear. It's the head, then it's this point here at the eyebrows. And I always use the bone, the eye socket, as the important place to tap on. And so I encourage you to feel this bone where your eyes are in the eye socket so that you locate the tapping points. Here is one, and then it's right here on the side, under the eyes, under the nose, here on the chin, then the collarbone, and I always tap with my fist all over the collarbone. Then where the women have the bra, here one hand under the arm, and you tap like this. And to make it more effective, I always give myself a hug and tap on both sides. Now you'll find a gazillion videos on YouTube that end the sequence right here. I learned EFT from the founder, Greg something was his name, 20 years ago. And I always include the fingers because they also have meridian endpoints. And you do this on the outside of your thumb, here where the nail ends, where it's embedded here on the outside, like this. And then you give this a good tap on the thumb, the pointer, the middle finger. The ring finger doesn't have a meridian. The pinky, then I go back to the karate chop, end on the top of the head, and then I'll show you what we do when you let your hands rest in your lap. So let's go through one of those sequences as if I was anxious and I had to deal with a speaking engagement the next day. So let's say I've just done the psychological reversal. Now I'm tapping on the top of my head and I'm saying to myself, oh my gosh, I don't feel prepared. This is going to be so hard. I'm so afraid I'm going to make a fool of myself. And there are all these people that I know and I don't like that I have all these colleagues coming. I'm really nervous about the whole thing. I wish I would have said no. That was so stupid of me to agree to this. I didn't have to, and now I'm in this stupid situation. It's killing me. I don't like speaking in front of people. I don't feel prepared, and even though I've been through my papers a gazillion times, nothing seems to stick. And what if I have a blackout tomorrow and I don't remember what I want to say next? I don't want to stand there and read from a piece of paper. I wish I would have said no to this, and I'm really upset. This makes me so anxious. I can hardly stand it. Now, now you put your hands in your lap. You have acknowledged the emotion, and now you let it go. Just imagine it's like a flower opening or balloons rising to the sky, that you let this energy move out of your body. So you want to put your attention on the body, on the top of your head, the neck and the shoulders. You imagine that this emotion is flowing out of your arms and hands like an energetic flow. You're also free to give it a color if you like. It can have any color you want. And you can imagine that it's like a liquid that's flowing through your body. When I show this to clients, I always give them a bit of a body scan, like we're going through the whole body, moving the energy down through the torso, the belly, down the legs, into the ground. I always tell everybody that the earth is super happy to receive our energies. She's like sucking it up. So we don't have to be worried to let anything go into the earth. She is most grateful to do that for us. Then we take a few deep breaths, we let it all go. And when we feel done with the release, then we go back to our scale and check, where am I now on a scale from 0 to 10? And now we'll go with just the feeling of it. And at this point, I might be at a 3. Then we do the whole sequence again. But now we say, even though I have remaining anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself. So we add the word remaining, we go through the whole sequence, we let it go, and let's say I'm down to a 1. Then, if I want to, I can also tap in resources. And then we say, I now remember that I'm a good public speaker. I now remember that I've been practicing this speech for long enough, and that when the time comes and I'm actually standing in front of the group of people, I'm always prepared and ready. I now remember that I'm always anxious before I give a speech, and then when it's over, I'm glad I did it. I now remember that I'm actually a good public speaker and that I've done many times a really good job. And now I'm remembering that even if I fail tomorrow, I'm not going to die from it. It's another good practice for me to work through anxiety. And I'm also remembering that I have my skills and that before I start speaking on and on, whatever else you want to give yourself as positive reassurance, remembering that you are more than your body, that you have a spiritual connection, whatever it may be that you find soothing, you can say to yourself while you're tapping in resources. When you're done with that, then you check again, is there anything else? Maybe there's something else coming up. Sometimes when we tap on anger, then we suddenly realize, now I'm sad. And then we tap on the sadness or the grief that's coming up. And we can maybe even have memories coming up that are creating a different emotion. And then we tap on that. I always say EFT works, and the only reason it doesn't work is if you don't apply it. I know it's a little bit out of the box, it's a little different, but I think it's shown to be a tool that has made it into scientific research. It's now taught in counseling practice for counselors and therapists, in trainings. So it's not just some funny, weird woo-woo thing that's been around for a week. It's proven to be a really effective way for regulating. So I hope you give it a try, and I hope you will be successful. Thank you for listening.